for the love of Brickle.
Philip is a mechanic who spends most of his time fixing cars, but for someone who fixes cars, he doesn't own a vehicle, but he has a trusted taxi driver named George. George is reliable than most taxi drivers that take Philip home. George is a family friend to Philip. No matter what George is busy doing, he always makes an effort to ensure Philip is safe, and it's not easy to find a taxi driver to trust. For some taxis, it's all about the money, but George is like a brother to him, always keeping him posted of what's going on. On certain holidays, he brings avocados and green bananas for Philip, and Philip, on the other hand, gives him extra tips sometimes. The other taxis is all for themselves. One rainy afternoon, Philip took a taxi, and before the journey reached halfway, the taximan asked the passengers for their fare, and to make matters worse, the taxi was already crowded and rain was coming through the windows because the windows were jammed. Another time Philip took a taxi. The taximan behaved so polite, but as soon as the passengers got a little cozy, he blasted music, put-a-dum, and wasn't hearing the passengers say where they wanted to be let off. There was even another time he was in a taxi and the driver had a foul mouth, meaning he had nothing good to say. He tried to pick arguments with some of the passengers, and while he's arguing with some of the passengers, they have to yell, "Let me off, driver! No, driver! They passed my spot." And Philip says, "Big man, you need to pay more attention." A woman even nudged Philip, saying, "That's how they are. The drivers are not focusing on doing their job well." But before I go any further, please remember to like, share, subscribe, and click the notification bell. Please remember to leave a comment in the comment section. Make sure it's humorous, vibesy, and all those good things. One day, Philip had a lot of work to do, which was he had 4 vehicles. He had to work on them day and night for 5 days straight. He wasn't even eating on time. He wasn't even taking phone calls the way he was busy. Philip's mom was even reaching out to him, and he missed her calls too. Philip's mom called George and said, "Hey, Mr. George, have you heard from Philip? I haven't heard from him for 4 days now." "No, Miss Miller, I haven't, but I will look for him and keep you posted." "Thank you, George." George made a stop at Philip's house, but all the windows and doors were shut tight. But he still tooted anyways. Toot, toot, toot. "Philip, where are you?" He then opened the front gate and knocked on the windows. George didn't work the whole evening. He passed passengers on the road and couldn't stop. Passengers were finding him down to stop, but he waved and said, "Sorry, I'm not working right now." Then he remembers that Philip is a workaholic, so maybe he was at the garage. While George drove in, he was honking his horn, beep, beep, beep. And outside came Philip. "What you doing here this early? You need to check your phone. Your mom been calling you and she's been worried." "Really, my phone didn't even ring?" When he looked at his phone battery, it was dead. "George, thank you. I've been busy with 4 cars Mr. Mulang told me to fix for him." "Do you have a charger?" He charged his phone while he sat with him. "So George, how's work?" "I didn't do any work today from I got the call from your mother. But have you ate something?" "No, I haven't. But I can treat us to lunch today." George and him stopped by a nearby restaurant. When they got back to the garage, George waited on him to get ready to leave, and they stopped at Philip's mother's house first before he went home. What do you think of George? And does Philip have bad communication skills? Leave a comment in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and click the notification bell for more story time. I'm your girl for the love of Brickle. See you again.